In the silent war of cyber espionage, nations become targets of information theft. Hackers acting as digital spies infiltrate computer systems to steal sensitive data that governments keep secret. This stolen information can be a critical weapon, giving the attacker an advantage in political negotiations, military strategy, or even economic competition. In the age before cyberattacks, espionage relied on brave, or perhaps foolhardy spies venturing behind enemy lines. Imagine the Rosenbergs, American citizens caught during the Cold War for feeding secrets to the Soviet Union. Their case exemplifies the high stakes of physical espionage, where spies risked capture, interrogation, and even execution if their cover was blown. The rise of the internet changed the game. Now, hackers can infiltrate a nation's digital borders from anywhere in the world, offering a far safer and potentially more effective way to steal secrets. Plausible deniability, the ability to avoid blame for the attack, is a major advantage of cyber espionage, but only if it's executed with precision. Don't be fooled by the term attack. Cyber espionage is often a silent, calculated operation. Unlike Hollywood hackers, these cybercriminals are highly skilled professionals, likely backed by governments. Their goal? To infiltrate unseen and steal sensitive information. Major powers like the US, Russia, China, and North Korea are frequent targets and accusers in this ongoing cyber war. These nations view each other as potential adversaries, constantly probing for weaknesses. A prime example is Titan Raid, a cyber espionage campaign that targeted the US between 2003 to 2006. It was considered one of the most extensive espionage efforts ever encountered. Chapter 1: Vigilante. The term Internet Vigilante applies to those who take justice online, outside the legal system. Think Batman, but in the digital realm. One such vigilante, albeit unintentional, was Sean Carpenter, a network security analyst at Sandia National Laboratories, a US nuclear research facility. Our story starts in the early 2000s, when hundreds of computers at Lockheed Martin, Sandia's parent company, and a major defense contractor mysteriously shut down. Alarm bells went off. Carpenter and his team were dispatched from Albuquerque, New Mexico to a Lockheed Martin branch in Orlando, Florida. Their investigation revealed a digital intruder, rootkits, malicious software allowing remote control and data theft. These rootkits were particularly insidious, designed to evade detection by users and even antivirus software. The hidden rootkits had stockpiled sensitive Lockheed Martin data, apparently ready for transmission to a server in China. Despite this alarming discovery, Sean and his team were lauded for their work and sent back to New Mexico. Back at Sandia Labs, Sean, determined to learn more about the attackers' motives, proposed hacking back into their systems. However, his superiors shot down the idea, citing the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act and the risk of escalating the situation. In a later interview with Computer World, Sean recounted a supervisor's dismissive response. "We don't care about any of this. We only care about Sandia computers." Disheartened but undeterred, Sean decided to pursue the investigation on his own. From the comfort of his home, Sean donned his digital detective hat and launched his own investigation. His weapon of choice? A honeypot, a fake system rigged with fabricated data designed to lure hackers. Sean crafted his honeypot with enticing bogus information and fabricated browsing history, specifically targeting the Chinese cyber espionage ring. His gamble paid off. Within a short time, the attackers took the bait. For 10 long months, Sean tracked them. These were skilled adversaries, adept at using encryption, VPNs, and multiple connection points to cover their tracks. But Sean persevered, eventually tracing them to a server in South Korea. Cracking the server with brute force, he stumbled upon a treasure trove of stolen data. Blueprints for Lockheed Martin's crown jewels, the F-22 Raptor fighter jet, and the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. Further digging revealed even more. The attackers possessed stolen files related to US Army aviation mission planning systems and flight software. But the trail didn't end in South Korea. This server was merely a stepping stone. The real destination, Sean discovered, was deep within Guangdong Province, China. Determined to track the data flow, Sean planted a silent bug on the service router. This digital spy would ping his anonymous email every time a connection was made. The results were staggering. Over 20,000 pings in just 2 weeks, a clear sign of heavy traffic moving through the Chinese server. Chapter 2. In Bad Faith. Sean had a dilemma. He'd uncovered a treasure trove of stolen US secrets, but his unauthorized investigation put him in a precarious position. Reporting it meant risking jail time and career ruin. Ignoring it meant leaving his nation vulnerable. Faced with this impossible choice, Sean took a bold step. He contacted an army connection who relayed the information to the FBI. Agent David Raymond, according to the New Yorker, wasn't concerned about how Sean obtained the evidence. He was astounded by its significance. In October 2004, Sean became a confidential FBI informant, delving deeper into the case. However, his newfound cooperation hit a snag. Just weeks in, the FBI ordered him to halt his investigation until they secured more authorization. For the next 4 months, Sean's role shifted to analyzing his previous findings for the Bureau. According to Agent Raymond, Sean's intel reached the top of the FBI's Counterintelligence Bureau. It connected to 8 open cases across the US. Sean received assurances of protection, including a verbal promise from the Justice Department not to prosecute him for hacking. However, Sean and his wife, Jennifer, both Sandia Lab employees, were understandably wary of verbal guarantees. Fearing betrayal, Sean began recording his meetings with the FBI. Their suspicions turned out to be justified. In March 2005, the FBI abruptly cut off communication and reported their secret collaboration to Sandia Lab's head of counterintelligence, Bruce Held, a former CIA officer. Chapter 3. No Sleep. Sean Carpenter wasn't done. He sued Sandia National Laboratories for wrongful termination and defamation. The jury overwhelmingly sided with Sean, awarding him a total of $4.7 million, more than double what he requested. This included $4.3 million in compensation for damages and nearly $400,000 to cover legal costs. The verdict was a clear message. The jury saw Sean as a patriot who acted in the national interest, not a rogue agent. Even with his legal victory, Sean knew his journey with Titan Rain was over. A bittersweet ending. He was certain the attack originated in China, and perhaps he knew more, but that information remained classified. Then in August 2005, the US government officially pointed the finger at the People's Liberation Army's Unit 61398, an armed wing of the Chinese Communist Party. China vehemently denied the accusation, calling it groundless and irresponsible. While no classified data was breached, the stolen unclassified information exposed US vulnerabilities, a wake-up call to the true sophistication of Chinese cyber espionage. Before Titan Rain, China wasn't a major player in cyber warfare. This incident marked the first publicly known instance of Chinese state-sponsored cyber espionage against the US. Unit 61398, also known as Act 1, was China's answer to the American NSA. A 2013 report by Mandiant claimed they had evidence linking Act 1 to the theft of hundreds of terabytes of data since 2006, targeting over 140 organizations, with 115 being US-based. It's important to remember that attributing cyber attacks is difficult. We, the public, have no way to independently verify the US government's claim that the PLA was behind Titan Rain. Was it truly China, or could the US government be mistaken? As we discussed earlier, plausible deniability is a major advantage of cyber espionage, and there wasn't any public retaliation from the US following this incident. What do you think? Leave a comment below with your thoughts on Titan Rain and what story you'd like to hear next. Thanks for watching.